Warning, this video is rated S for stupid. If you or your loved ones watching this video are easily offended by or do not enjoy stupid content, please leave the video now. You have been warned. This video will be stupid. Welcome one and all. It is I, Raven Knight, joined by my brother, Leggett Lark. Good to have you with me. Today marks the very first day of starting my brand new job this summer as a full-time For Honor and Twitter user. I'm really excited, guys, and me and Lark were talking about, hey, what should we do to kick this off? What should we do to begin this little summer job of mine? And we were surfing the web, surfing YouTube, and we came across this really funny video ranking the female Primarchs. And we thought, that is brilliant. That is such a cool idea. But, you know, we could probably do it too. We could probably do this and do it ourselves. Absolutely. So that's exactly what this video is. This is us ranking the female Primarchs. 3 things before we get started, though. Number 1, this is going to be a wholesome ranking. We're not going to do, you know, based on sexual capability or sex or anything like that. This is purely based on how good the Primarchs would be as girlfriends, as in relationships, in terms of dating, that kind of thing. That's purely what we're looking at this for. So if you're
we all know why you look at these.
We know exactly why you come here. Okay?
We know why you're here.
We get it.
We're not here to judge.
Well, you are, but
yes, but I have a pre-law degree. So that makes it okay. That makes it okay.
Number 2, for those of you who have no idea what's going on, the Primarchs are the sons of the Emperor and are all male in the Warhammer 40k lore. But there is this artist, and I'm going to butcher the name, but it's CNMBWJX. If they have another name, I don't know what it is. But they've drawn some incredible female versions of the Primarchs, and that's what the images we're going to be using. And I'll be showing their images throughout the video, so you'll get an idea of who they are and what they look like and all that kind of fun stuff. So keep an eye out for that. And I will also link their account in the description below. And I'll also be linking the original video we saw so that you can watch that too if you want. And then number 3, if you think that this is incredibly stupid and you're not at all interested, hey, I did warn you at the beginning. This is rated S for stupid.
You were warned.
You were warned. Hey, so we are super excited to get started on this. Are you excited, Lark?
I am excited.
I am very excited. Okay, so we will be starting with the very first Primarch, the Primarch of the First Legion, the Primarch of the Dark Angels, and our personal favorite. I know we may sound biased, but we will be fair. We will be fair. Lionel Johnson. Now, all of the female Primarchs have female names, so according to this list, her name is Leona Johnson, and I'll be honest, that's a cool name.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. So, Leona Johnson. Okay, like I said, she's our favorite. Honestly, in terms of a relationship, she's going to be awesome. Let's go with the positives first. She's going to be very devoted. She is loyal to a fault. Like, she will never cheat on you. She'll never look at another guy. If you're dating her, you are her one and only, okay?
Yeah, and loyalty is its own reward.
Exactly. So she's 100% loyal to you. Very noble, very firm. She's not going to, she's not going to be a weeping violet, but she's also going to show some affection, I feel like, because Lion could show affection. So I could see Leona showing affection. She's going to care a great deal about you. I think the biggest hindrance for her, like the biggest fault she's going to face, is her secrecy. On the positive end, you're her little secret. She wants you all to herself. You're her secret. She doesn't want anyone to know about how close you two are. And so that's cool, but on the other hand, it's going to take a while to really cut through to the heart of her because she's got secrets on top of secrets, you know what I'm saying?
I agree, but there's also the other things, like she's going to be very direct.
Yeah.
She's not going to be with pomp and all this other stuff. She's going to be like, if you're going to be doing like some sort of day to do some activity with her, she's going to be like, what's the purpose behind it? What thing? Doing something just for the sake of her whimsy or something, you might be a hard sell for her.
Yeah, she's not gonna want to she's not something. She's the kind of woman who, if you say let's go on a date and go to the beach, she's gonna say why? Like what are we doing at the beach? Like, I don't know. I just thought we could walk on the sand. What purpose does that serve? Like,
you gotta have a plan.
You gotta have a plan. You gotta know what you're doing. But on the other hand, she's also willing to cave a little bit to you. I feel like she's willing to give you a little bit of leeway as long as she understands. So I think that we're going to put her safely in A tier. I think that she is a very safe A tier.
Yeah.
Very much ideal, but keeping her out of S tier is just those secrecies,
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. We're looking at Fulgrim, and according to the note, her name is Cersei. So Cersei of the Emperor's Children. Okay, so one thing that we're going to do in this is we are going to look at pre-heresy Primarchs and post-heresy. Because some of these Primarchs turn traitor, and when they turn traitor, everything about them kind of changed. So we're going to look at Cersei before she turned traitor and after she turned traitor. Now, before she turned traitor, Honestly, she wasn't that bad. Cersei was an egotist. She was full of herself, but she could show compassion. She would be a big sweetheart, because Fulgrim in Warhammer had many wives, so I imagine Cersei would be very used to showing and giving affection. The downside is
she might be a little, how should we say, almost hollow to the point, because like that was one of the things like with Fulgrim, because it wasn't like he had a lot of wives at the same time. It was like one after another, and so like the first few like he really grew to attach to, but there was sort of a detachment at first with a lot of the other wives.
Yeah.
That came on a little bit later. So I imagine with Cersei, like, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time to actually get her real self to come out.
Right.
Because at first you're just going to be, well, the next one on the list. But if you can win her over, you're going to be, I think there's definitely going to be some affection there.
Yeah, and she would be a sweetheart. She's very charismatic. In fact, like the Emperor would even admit that she had a very good way with words. So she's going to be all about poetry. She's going to be all about saying sweet nothings to you. She's going to be very friendly and affectionate. I think the problem we'll see is she's going to be high maintenance. Very high maintenance.
Because she's going to want the best, not only for herself, but for you.
Yeah, so she will never settle for anything less than the best, and that can be a little bit excruciating. So I think we could put her in a C or B, maybe?
I would say B.
Yeah, let's go B. Let's go B, because she's going to be cool. She's going to be cool. Like,
she's just going to wear you out.
Exactly. But that brings us to her after she fell. So Fulgrim in Warhammer fell to Slaanesh, so that means Cersei will do the same, and Cersei will become a demon prince of Slaanesh. Now, here's the thing. Everyone thinks Slaanesh, and the first thing they think is, ooh, kinky, the sex goddess. That's not quite accurate.
I mean, that's just a small part of it.
Here's the thing. You got to realize, this isn't just about sexual pleasure. This is about sadomasochism. This is pleasure and pain rolled into one. You will not satisfy Cersei anymore. Cersei is a hedonist at this point.
You are now only you're no longer the only one. You are one of many.
She will pleasure herself with you and anyone else, and she doesn't care how you feel.
There's also a good chance you will die in the process.
So I'm gonna have to put her at D tier.
100%.
For damnation. Just
D for damnation.
D for damnation. I'm sorry, Cersei takes a huge nosedive after that. So sorry, Cersei, but pre-heresy Cersei, not so bad.
Yeah, pre-heresy, if you can keep her away from the weird sword that she keeps in her drawer. Yeah. You can probably bump her up to A.
The weird sword she keeps in her drawer.
Is that not what that sword was? You can't tell me. She could have been great. One of the best. What truly kept her from perfection?
No, if you're going to say it like that, she could have been great. One of the best. She was one of the best. Anyway, all right, next one. Perturabo, and according to the list, her name is Petra. I like that name. So Petra, pre-heresy, because Petra was a traitor. But let's look at her before she became a traitor. Petra? What do you think, Lark?
Someone who's actually a big fan of the Iron Hands.
Warriors.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I'm not that big a fan, but someone who's actually big. One of my favorite traitor legions is the Iron Warriors. But the thing is with Perturabo is he's been described as kind of a man-child, and I don't think that's 100% accurate, but that does get close to the truth. Very much self-sacrificial. Very much if in a relationship, Petra's going to be she's going to sacrifice of herself for you. But if you do not show her what she deems to be the proper appreciation for that, the relationship's going to turn sour very, very quick. Not a good communicator,
right? In
the slightest, and takes insult very easily. So you're going to be walking on eggshells with her.
Yes, I think that Petra's going to be very sensitive. Petra takes things very seriously. Joking around with her is risky because she doesn't take jokes well.
She's also going to be great, though, at arts and crafts and other stuff.
I mean, she'll definitely be good with her hands. I mean, making stuff and,
she will fix your car.
Yes, she's very much the mechanist girlfriend, Yeah. That's very much
one of three.
I think we're going to have to put her probably...
I'd say C tier,
I'd say C. I'd say C tier.
Maybe eventually you could work her up if you could, give her the love and affection she thinks she's been missing.
Right.
If you can potentially do that, maybe you can go, but start of a relationship, definitely going to be C.
Right. But then when you have Petra after she fell, I don't think much changes about Petra.
The thing that changes is she's just going to be more jaded with human relationships. It's almost just hey, you're a relationship to check off a box more so than just...
Yeah, it's not really a love relationship. It's more of I have a boyfriend and that
She's going to be making robots. One of them is going to look suspiciously like you, and
so I'm probably D tier, but better than Fulgrim.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
We'll slide that there. So yeah, she'll be D tier, but better off than Fulgrim.
Again, D for damnation.
D for damnation. Okay, so that's Petra. Next up is Jagatai Khan, whose name, according to the list, is Alahhai. All right.
How about that? I would have gone with Connie.
Connie. Or Jagati.
Connie Jagati.
Connie Jagati. No,
Hey,
we'll call her Alahhai. Okay, so Alahhai. I'm thinking Alahhai will actually be pretty decent. She's going to be very pragmatic and practical. Mm-hmm. She'll probably be open to whatever kind of date you want to do. Like if you want to go to the beach, if you want to go for a hike, if you want to... She'll probably lean more on just wild riding, just getting on a motorcycle and going for a ride, you know?
We're going biking. But we're going biking.
But she'll on that note, she'll be very athletic. I could see her wanting to play ball, go skiing, go running.
She's not going to be like, and not like necessarily in like a southern style, but she's going to be country. Like she's going to hate being in cities probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably going to want to focus on like being out in the free air. Probably going to be sort of like a horse girl too, not like a centaur, but like fan of horses.
Right.
And kind of like the opposite of Lionel Johnson. It's just like the freer the plan, the better. Mm-hmm. Instead of having like a strict itinerary, I think she's going to have this like we're gonna go out into the mountains, and what are we gonna do?
Whatever we. I think the only downside you're gonna have with the Han is, I mean, I'm not even sure it's a downside. If you make a stupid decision, she's not gonna just go with it. She's gonna call you out on it. Like,
yep.
So yeah, I'm actually gonna. She might just. Well, actually, we've talked about how good she is in a relationship. But like, would she be affectionate? I think she would be.
I think she would be affectionate in her, at least in her own way. But yeah, I think S tier is fair.
Yeah.
I think honestly the biggest issue she would have is like she would put on pause whatever you guys were doing if like she sees there's people that need help or like she's gonna like sweetie, we gotta stop, we gotta go help that guy out.
Yeah. So S tier's probably a safe bet for Jagatai. All right, or as Alahhai, you know. Anyway, okay, so that's Alahhai. Next up is Leman Russ, or as the list calls her, Freya. Freya Russ.
That makes sense.
Okay, so Freya. Now, here's the thing. Many of you know that I don't like the Space Wolf. So this is going to shock you. I don't mind Leman, or in this case, Freya, at all. In fact, I think Leman or Freya is awesome. I would actually put Freya at a high tier here, because here's why I say that. Freya's going to have big puppy dog energy. She wants to make you happy. She wants to spend time with you. She wants to be affectionate with you. If you two are at a party and you walk off to be alone, she's not going to stay in the party and get drunk and happy. She's going to go check on you. If you and her are outgoing doing stuff, because she's going to want to be athletic, she's going to want to play games, she is a very physically active girl. So that means that anytime you do an activity, she's going to want to be part of that activity with you. That can mean she's a little clingy. I think that she's a little clingy.
In the best way.
But in the best way. I think that she's got a lot of pride. Like she's a lot like Ben. She doesn't like to lose. Yep. Like she's very much a sore loser.
Which I think she loves the game more though than even winning or losing. She wants to win, but she's gonna pout at you for a bit if you win, but then come roll right back, and then like 2 minutes later she's gonna laugh it off. I would also say bit of an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
Which might be a pro or con depending on who you are.
I think the downsides of Freya is going to be she's going to be a little wild. And you've got to accept that. She's not the kind of girl you're going to want to take out for very refined things. Like, you're not going to want to take her to a fancy restaurant. You're not going to want to take her to an opera or to... So she's going to be the girl in movie theater who will not sit still. She's in a dark room with a giant screen. Yeah. She's going to be fidgety.
You're going to have to educate her on manners before you take her to see mom and dad.
So I'm saying A tier, but maybe beneath Lion. That's what I'm saying.
Now, unless you're Malakador, in which case, she's S tier.
Yeah, but...
If you know, you know.
I see her just beneath Lion, but still an A tier. Okay, so that is Freya. Next up is Rogel Dorn, whose name is Regalia. Regalia Dorn.
Very regal.
Rogel Regalia Dorn. Okay, so Regalia. Here's the thing. Regalia, if she's anything like Rogel, which she is, if Regalia is going to be so hard to read personality-wise, she's going to be very much a blank slate. You cannot tell what she's thinking or feeling because she doesn't show her hand.
With the occasional bit of dry humor, with that exception.
Well, many people think that, the Primarchs have autism. If that is true, Regalia got the lion's share. Just
ironic.
Regalia Dorn is going to be very detached from everything. She has a very dry personality and sense of humor, and that's going to be an acquired taste. But on the offhand, if you can get through that impenetrable wall of blankness, you're going to find a very affectionate person underneath. You just got to work your way to get there. What do you think, Lark? Like, what are your thoughts on Regalia?
I think that she's going to be, like you said, she's going to be very hard to read. Definitely not going to be for everybody, but once you get through, like, her defenses to that warm exterior, you're not going to want to leave, and she's not going to let you.
I'm leaning on a B, maybe? On B tier?
I honestly want to say C for construction. Put her above.
But we got to put her above Birdie. She's just a little better than Birdie. Petra is now somewhere about to kill us both. Like, let's go. All right, next up.
It's what the Emperor would want.
It's what the Emperor would want. Next up, Conrad Kurz, whose name, according to the list, is Cassandra Kurz.
I would have gone with, like, Draculina or something.
Well, Cassandra. Okay. Cassandra Kurz is, she's not just the emo goth girl. She's the sadomasochistic emo goth girl.
She was doing it before Fulgrim made it cool.
Yeah, she's very violent. She enjoys cutting things. She's going to be the kind of girl who would tempt you into doing something you don't want to do to prove your love and devotion.
She's going to be a yandere, let's be frank.
She's going to be a yandere, pretty much.
Which I know some of you think you're into, but as Vulcan will attest, you don't want that.
Now, actually, I will say this as well. There are some people out there who are going to say, nah, dude, I could fix her. Let me be real about this for a second, and this is real talk, okay? If you look at goth, emo, or sadomasochistic and say, I can fix that, you're lying, and I'll tell you why I know you're lying. Because either one, you do fix her, but then she's no longer sadomasochistic, goth, or emo, and thus everything you found attractive about her is gone. Or two, she's going to kill you in the process.
Yep.
And some people would say, oh, but it worth. It not worth.
Because not only that, like, she'll have premonitions about everything you do, and she's going to judge you for it.
Exactly. Now, where we've put her, I'm going to put her in D tier.
For already damnation.
But she's a little better than Cersei. She's a little better than not as good as Petra, but better than Cersei.
And as far as heresy, I really don't think thing changes for her.
No, really. After the heresy, she's kind of the same, maybe a little more insane. So we'll put her there.
No, she's just not hiding it anymore.
She's just not hiding anymore. So yeah, like we'll just put them right there. It's easier that way. So yeah, that's Cassandra. Next up, Sanguinius, and according to the note, Sanguinius is Sanguinia. I would have just said Sanguinia. But Sanguinia. You know what? Let's just say what she is. Like, she's S tier. She is going to be...
Put her
at the very top. Sanguinia is S tier. She is a literal angel. She is kind. She is compassionate. She is patient. She is loving. She will set aside time for you in just about every single instance. She will love you almost unconditionally. And yeah, she'll be a little bit, nervous about you finding out about her secret about the red thirst. But at the same time, once you do find out, she's going to swear you're the only one she'll ever drink from, So there is, quite frankly, I can't think of a single negative about Sanguinia.
Yeah. He was the Golden Hawk boy. She's the Golden Hawk girl.
You can't go wrong here.
I mean, the darling angel, baby. What are you going to do?
Hey, it's what it is. She the angel. All right. Easy enough. That Sanguinia was very easy. Next up is Ferrus Manus. And according to the note, Ferrus Manus' name is Farah.
Fair enough.
Sorry. Anyway, Ferrus Manus or Farah.
I will say this. She's going to lose some points because, she used to have a good head on her shoulders. You can't say that anymore.
I see Farah as the kind of woman who you've got to okay, here's the thing. There are some women in this world who will love you regardless of your background or what you do for a living. Farah is not like that. Farah is the kind of woman, you need to have a 401k. You've got
to get it together.
You've got to have your life in order or she doesn't have time for you. You have to be on her level, scrub. So that does mean that she's picky, but, sometimes picky's a good thing. I'm leaning on her being C or B tier. What do you think?
I would say C, because the thing is, like, she's going to be good with French. She's good at what she does. I would put her before, after Dorn. But the problem with her is that you've got to be in a profession or doing something in which she can understand and respects.
Yeah.
Because he told off Lordar just like, and when he was trying to like have a casual conversation, he made a quip and he just told him off, and then that was like the end of their relationship there. But for her, I think it's gonna be very similar. If you come up and try and be like any from like oh, I'm more philosophical or like some like more of an intellectual, she's gonna call you a dumb nerd and say get the heck out of her workshop.
Yeah, that fair. I'm almost tempted to put her below Petra because
yeah, she's not gonna be the best at social relationships. Period. Like once you get in, oh yeah, you're gonna have a great time. But the thing is, it's that key to entry is gonna be so hard. I would even argue harder than Dorn, because Dorn isn't going to resist you coming in. It's just you got to jump through those hurdles to get there.
Farah just builds up, and Farah doesn't start to get better until close to her death, which is very sad.
Yep.
All right, so that's Farah. Next up is Angron,
Angie,
and her name is Atalanta.
No, Angie.
It's Angie. We're calling her Angie. I know what it says. We're calling her Angie. Okay, so Angie. I'm gonna be real. Angie pre-heresy. The only way you have a chance is if it's before the butcher's nails go in.
And that's like a nanosecond, so you're getting butcher's nails, Angie, otherwise she ain't Angie.
Exactly. So Angie is
not a stable person to have a relationship with.
Okay, here's the thing. You will get a relationship with her, but you are not going to have any freedom because you are basically her constant vent.
You are the emotional support animal.
Yeah, you're almost a pet to her. Because when she's upset, she's gonna vent to you, and sometimes that means you get hurt.
And she's gonna have almost a suicidal drive to like get into fights to end it all. And so you're gonna have your work cut out for you trying to just like not only have a relationship but also to keep her alive.
In fact, I would probably drop her right about here,
Yeah.
Like she's in D tier, and
you are in danger.
You are in danger around her, which goes into who she became post heresy, which is just even worse. I'd actually put her below Cersei because even Cersei will still show affection.
If nothing else, to manipulate you.
But Demon Prince Angie is just going to kill you. She doesn't recognize you. She doesn't remember who you are. She's just going to kill you.
Yep, she's going to stop being suicidal and start being homicidal.
Correct. So yeah, Angie is just that's a hard drop now. Next up is Robute Gilliman, the Ultramarine himself, who is known as Juno in the list. So Juno Gilliman. All right, so Juno, I'm going to say this. Okay, Juno's the kind of girl who will show you affection and respect and compassion, but she has a drawback or a benefit, depending on your viewpoint. She's going to be the most organized girl you've ever met. She is the valedictorian of her class. When she goes on a date with you, she hasn't just planned out the date. She's planned out the time it'll take to get to the restaurant and the amount of money you're going to pay for the meal. Like, she's very much laid out everything from start to finish. And that means that if there's a thing that she didn't plan for or something that happened that she didn't expect, it's not going to break her, but she's going to be disappointed because things got to go her way, you know?
Yeah, that's going to be upset like if the things don't go her way, but she will adapt quickly. Which is a benefit to her. I will also say probably the one that, like, this is the one you bring home to show mom.
Yes, Gilliman will be the perfect girl to bring home.
She's going to impress everybody. They might get a little irritated with, like, okay, she's better than everybody else, but the thing is, she kind of is better than everybody else.
But she's not shy about it, which gives her a bit of an ego. But
a slight bit of an ego.
I'm putting her in A tier, I think.
I'd say A.
But is she better than Russ? Or?
I'm going to say better than Russ for the sole reason that you can go pretty much anywhere with her.
Right, but is she better than Leona?
Realistically speaking, this hurts me to say this.
But
yes.
Yeah, she is a bit better.
She is a bit better because thing is, she's going to be everything's going to be planned out, but flexible.
Correct. Okay, that's fair.
The irritation is she's going to write a book about how to do the relationship, and you're going to go, please, honey.
Please don't write this book. And then she's going to go, I already sent it out to all of my sisters. No! All right, that brings...
And Leona and...
but it's okay because Regalia can't read. If you know, you know. Okay, next up is Mortarion. And according to the list, Mortarion's name is Morticia. So Morticia,
So you gotta be Gomez.
You gotta be your Gomez. Now here's the thing: a lot of people give Mortarian shit, but I'm gonna be real. Pre-heresy. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I just realized it when I said it. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Morticia. Anyway, people give Morticia a really hard time, but I'll be honest, especially pre-heresy, she isn't bad. She's going to care about you. Morticia, because Mortarian really cared about his sons. He cared about his followers. He has a compassionate soul. Morticia will have that too. The problem is Morticia's petty, just like Mortarian is. Yeah. Morticia is not happy about psychers. She is not happy about the Emperor stealing her kill. She isn't happy when people tell her what she's doing is wrong. She's going to be petty, and she isn't going to like being corrected because she thinks that she does things right. But in terms of caring about you, she 100% will. So for pre-heresy, I'm thinking B tier.
Unless you're a psyker, in which case it ain't happening.
And is she better or worse than Cersei?
I'd say rough equivalence. I put her a little bit below, but...
Okay, that's fair. But now we get to post-heresy. Now, the thing to remember about post-heresy Mortarian is Mortarian was very much manipulated, tricked, and trapped into choosing chaos. Now, that doesn't mean that he regrets turning against the Emperor. Mortarian...
He was already doing that.
He was already angry at the Emperor and already willing to turn against him. But turning to chaos was not his first choice, and I think a large part of him regrets it. In fact, I'd be willing to argue that Morticia is probably one of the few Primarchs who would go back to the Imperium if given the chance. But the problem is Nurgle's never going to give that chance.
Yeah, he's in the jar.
And Morticia among the Chaos Primarchs, the biggest problem you're going to have with Morticia is you're going to get some kind of disease.
Yeah, that's the thing. And so she's actually going to distance herself because she doesn't want you to get hurt.
Which I would say puts her bottom C. Because
C for contagion.
C for contagion.
Bordering on C and D. C for contagion, D for disease.
I think the fact that because think about this. Purdy is going to check you off as a checkbox, like, I have a boyfriend, look at that. But there's going to be no compassion. Kurz is just going to flay you alive. Angron, either way, is going to kill you. And Cersei is going to
flay you alive while doing
unspeakable stuff. Morticia will probably distance herself because she cares, and you got to give her credit for that. So, all right. Hey, that's Morticia. Next up is Magnus the Red, whose name, according to this, is... Hold on. Magnolia.
I'm calling her Maggie.
I'm calling her Maggie, too. This is Maggie. Okay, Maggie the Red. Pre-heresy. Nerd! And she's a nerd. She's definitely a nerd, but she's the kind of nerd you want to be around. Because Maggie, one thing to keep in mind about Maggie is she didn't just want to learn for her own sake. She wanted to learn to share with the world. She wanted to share her knowledge and discoveries with everyone. That was a whole thing. And that's one of the reasons the Emperor came down on her so much, because, like, you need to stop diving so deep into the war.
Please stop the experimentation. It could get dangerous. And I think that's because she's not going to hold back on affection, which is going to be good. But the thing is, she's also going to want to experiment in that relationship and maybe go a little bit too far, particularly in the esoteric sense.
I'm thinking B tier for her.
Yeah, I'm thinking B tier.
Is she better or worse than Morticia? I would say a little worse, just because she's going to be obsessed with books. She'll care about you, but she'll be more obsessed with learning through books than with you. Mm-hmm. That's my thought. Next, and then her post-heresy, when she turned to chaos. I don't see that.
I'm going to say D, and the reason being is, at that point, she's lost her noble shard.
Yeah, that's right.
And so because of that, she's not going to get anywhere near as compassionate. She's going to have, like, sort of, like, affection for, like, oh yeah, we used to have something, didn't we? And so she might want to keep you around just for that sort of bit of nostalgia, but she's not going to...
I'm putting her above Cassandra.
Because at least you'll be alive.
You'll be alive.
You may wind up getting mutated, but...
you won't be as important to her. Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Horus Lupercal, and according to the note, this is Hathor Lupercal. Hathor?
You didn't want to go with the obvious Luna?
Yeah, let's call her Luna. We're calling her Luna because that's just so much better. Luna Lupercal. Okay, pre-heresy, unquestionable S tier. Like, not as good as Sanguinia, but better than Jagatai.
It's like,
because here's the thing. She's compassionate. She's charismatic. She's friendly. She's funny. Like, she's one of the most popular Primarchs out there.
Yeah, like she's basically, if this is a high school, she's cheer captain, class president, and prom queen.
Yeah, everyone loves it. Well, not everyone loves her. But everyone loves Sanguinia. But she is well noted as being someone who's very friendly and compassionate and fair. All around an overall great individual to be around. She's going to care about you greatly. She's going to invite you to every meeting. She wants you around. She wants you around. And you're someone she can go to when she's having insecurities. And she's got a lot of insecurities. She's got a lot of fear kind of wrapped up in her. And she's going to want to confide in you. But she's also going to care about you in a big way. So, yeah, I would put her at S tier.
I think S tier is perfectly fair.
But then when she falls to Chaos, it's going to be a nosedive. Yeah. She's not going to care about you. She's going to forget all the good times you had.
Daddy issues completely took over.
Like, full-on daddy issues.
The insecurities won.
I put her probably just below Petra.
I would actually put her below Maggie.
Maggie, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, she just takes a nosedive. It's so awful. All right, next up is Lorgar. And according to this, the name for Lorgar is Aurelia.
Aurelia, because her name's Lorgar Aurelia, and so Aurelia, that makes sense.
All right, so Aurelia. Again, I'm gonna say probably S tier,
yes.
probably just below Yagatai.
I fully admit I'm biased because I'm painting word bearers as we speak, but
let's explain why. Pre-heresy Lorgar is the pastor's daughter. Yep. She's a good Christian girl. She wants to take you to Bible study. You're the only one she's ever gonna date because cheating is bad. She is going to love you, depend on you, want you to be happy. She wants to, share time with you. She's going to make you her one and only. She is going to be so happy to just have a relationship with you. So yeah, straight up, Aurelia is going to be a complete sweetheart.
Yes. Dibs, by the way. I'm sorry, what?
But when she falls to Chaos, I see a change happening. Not as bad as some of the others, but a change.
It's almost like the saddest of the changes.
Well, here's what's going to happen when she falls. She's still going to love you, but she's going to become needy. Like, very, very needy. Because in her eyes, she's lost everything. Mm-hmm. She's lost her father that she was devoted to. She's lost her Imperium, which she served. She was the most devoted of most of the Primarchs, and yet all of it betrayed her. So she's probably going to be like, you're not going to betray me, right? You're not going to leave me, right? Please say you're not going to leave me. Like, she's going to go a little yandere.
Yeah, there's that. And also, there's furthermore, the idea is that, it's like a tonal shift from being super religious in one way, but now religious in the other. And she's going to be completely blind to the fact that what she's following now is actually super destructive. She's going to try and craft it in the best light she can, but despite those efforts, it's going to still destroy everything around her.
That's why I put her in C tier.
I would agree with C tier.
Better or worse than Heresy Morticia?
I'm going to say better for the sole purpose that you might not get sick around her.
True, but at the same time, she's going to be so freaking oppressive all the time.
She's going to be oppressive, but she will still show a fact. Like, Lorgar still does care, very much care.
That's fair. She does care. Okay, all right, that's fair.
She's a Primarch that cares.
All right, next up, actually, another question. Would she be better or worse than Ferris?
Ooh,
that's actually a good question.
I'm going to say just because of the demons, probably not, but it's close.
These two are almost compatible. Okay. Next up is Vulcan. Okay, Vulcan, the de facto good girl. She is the nicest one of the Primarchs. She is
big hugs,
wants to hug you, is super affectionate, almost very lovey-dovey kind of girl.
Makes things for you, even without you asking. Great barbecue.
Shoot, I could put her in S tier as well, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. S tier for Salamander.
Just above Alahhai, maybe.
Yeah, I think
that's fair. That's fair. I put.
And I know it's not canon, but we all agree she has a Jamaican accent, right?
Yeah, or some kind of cool accent.
Yeah, very good.
She's gonna be very exotic too. The dark skin, the red eyes, the flaming hair. Actually, it's funny.
And let's just say it like it is. She's hot.
She's hot. There's Gio. He said it. Okay, she's hot. Vulcan, or what was her name in the thing? Because I didn't even read her name in the thing. That was my fault. I'm sorry, guys. Vulcan's name is Hestia.
After Hephaestus.
Yeah, okay, that fits. That fits. All right, so Hestia is S tier. Next up is Corvus Corax, and her name, according to the list, is Kora. Okay, so Kora. Okay, here's my thoughts on Kora. She's the emo girl, but she's the cute emo girl. Not like Cassandra, who's the sadomasochistic yandere. Kora is the kind of girl who, if you told her that you liked her, not only is she not going to believe you, she's going to assume, why would you like me? I have 20 sisters who are so much better than me, and I'm not worth looking at. But if you start dating her, she's going to be scared that she's not good enough for you. She's going to be scared that, some of the other girls are going to steal you away. You're going to want to date them, and she's totally afraid of you just not being interested in her. She's going to be scared that you're going to hate her. So it's going to be cute, but at the same time, she gets a little insecure, which I think could put her either B or A.
I'd say B. I'd say B. I'd put her
probably above Cersei.
Yeah, so right. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. She's going to be very, very cute, but she's going to be racked with insecurities, and you got to deal with that. All right, and last but not least, the twins, Alfarius and Omegon. Now, the first thing a lot of people are going to think when they hear Alfarius and Omegon is, oh boy, twins, a threesome. Again, this is a wholesome video.
So you only get one.
So you only get one, but they're pretty much the same, so don't worry. So my thought is this. I'm not a big fan because, look, Leona is going to have secrets, but she's going to slowly let you in because she wants you to be involved in her life. Alfarius and Omegon are secretive because that's the way they are and that's the way they want to be. They're never going to really let you in on who they are or what they're up to.
In fact, I imagine they probably play pranks on you as you go up to try and be sweet to one of them, and then the other one will go, it's like, I can't believe you cheat on me with my sister. And you go, wait, what?
Yeah, that'd be kind of insufferable. They're not going to be as bad as some on D, which is why I'm probably going to put her in C tier.
Yeah.
But I'm going to drop her at the bottom here on C tier because, honestly, I don't see a lot of affection from them.
Not only do I not see a lot of affection, she might pretend to show it, but
just to manipulate.
You can't tell if it's there. And you also will never be able to tell where she is, who she is. It's just, she's going to enjoy playing mind games, and that's not what we're about here.
Yeah, that's going to be the real shit. That's going to be the real issue. So, we have done it. We have now taken all the Primarchs proper and put them in their place on the tier list. So, just to go over it again, at the very top, we got Sanguinia, who is just the absolute best. She is the angel. And then at the very bottom, we've got post-heresy Angie, who is just going to kill you. There is no affection. There is just kill. So, what do you guys think of this list? Did you guys like this? Did you guys think this was funny? Did you guys enjoy the content? Let us know what you thought in the comments section. But I will go ahead and warn you, if any of you go to the comment section and just say, wow, this is stupid, or you're a bunch of gooners or something, keep in mind, we warned you at the very beginning this was going to be stupid. That's on you for not paying attention. Okay? Okay? And you know what? I got to say, I'm just a little sad that Leona didn't get to the top bracket.
We promised we would be fair.
We said we'd be honest, and we were. We have to live with that. Where did your favorite Primarch fall? Let us know what you think. Let us know if you agree. Really enjoyed making this. And as always, guys, we will see you in our next video. Really, really looking forward to this new job of mine. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one, fellas.
Bye.